What's going on, everybody? You got the Raging Rob here. Another channel, another rant. Let's see where this channel goes. Probably not far. We'll see what happens. Did you guys hear the news? With every good thing comes a negative thing. With every negative thing comes a good thing, right? That's what it seems like is going on. Man, I cut my arm on the fucking... Opened my trunk of my car and I sliced my arm. What the hell? But anyway... Band-Aids are for bitches. I'll say it right now. Band-Aids are for bitches. I just scratched my arm a little bit. But anyway. So J.B. Pritzker, also known as J.B. Pricker, has signed into law the assault weapons ban in the state of Illinois. Basically, any rifle that they consider military style, you know, whatever, including the famous AR-15, it is now illegal to buy, sell, deliver. If you're traveling through the state, I can't be sure. You might be okay, you know, obviously in a case, locked up, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to do everything in my power to avoid Illinois. If I got to go to Wisconsin, I'll drive I-75 north to the fucking Upper Peninsula and come around to the top to avoid Chicago. I'm going to do everything possible to avoid Illinois from now on, because I travel around and live out of my car. Travel from state to state, you know, like Burt Reynolds did in the movie The Bandit. Was that the name of the movie? Yeah. Whatever that movie was in 77 he did with Sally Field and Jerry Reed. It was called The Bandit, right? Or something like that. Whatever that damn movie was. He had the Trans Am, driving from state to state, hijacking beer. But anyway. So now the law in Illinois is, you know, obviously that banned. If you do own one of these weapons, you have to register them with the state police. Yeah. Then they know you have it. And then that calls for gun confiscation, right? I'm just telling what the law is. 10-round magazine limit for the rifles. Handguns are now at a 15-round limit. I know some patriots in Illinois. I'm going to say this. Do not comply. Do not register your guns. It's none of the government's fucking business what you own. Any state police that enforces this is a Nazi and just violated his oath of the Constitution. The state rep that brought this up violated his oath. J.B. Pricker violated his oath. All the Senate that passed this violated the oath. The House, any member that voted for this, any member of the state House that voted for this violated the oath. Any police officer, state police officer that enforces this is violating their oath. See where this is going, right? Well, allegedly, Biden had some secret document, top secret files while he was vice president. I don't know that he was holding there, whatever. Nothing should be top secret. You know, everything that the government does should be exposed publicly. Allegedly in Michigan, the 911 system went down yesterday. I don't know, I'm in Arizona. I'm down here in Levine, Arizona, which is just outside of Phoenix. I'm down here till, you know, for another month, and I'm going to go to Florida. Yesterday, was it today or yesterday? The FAA grounded all flights. There was some computer glitch. I don't know what happened. And the FAA grounded all flights nationwide for a few hours. I don't know. But yeah. So with open borders and 911 going down, being you can't trust the government, and then Illinois wants to pull this off and disarm you. You do realize Illinois is a red state, right? It's just like Michigan. Michigan's a red state. But then you got Ann Arbor, you got Detroit, you got Wayne County, Washtenaw County, you got Grand Rapids. Well, parts of Grand Rapids anyway. Half of Grand Rapids is red. You got Flint. Flint is like Grand Rapids, like half of it's red, half of it's blue. You got Saginaw, predominantly blue. You know these areas. Muskegon. I think there's one county in the Upper Peninsula, which I call bullshit on that. Well, same with Illinois. It's a red state, but you got Chicago. How about you get your own fucking governor? How about Chicago takes in J.B. Pricker, and the rest of Illinois has their own fucking governor? How about these blue areas in Michigan, Ann Arbor, Detroit, Flint, Saginaw, whatever, Lansing, East Lansing. How about you guys get your own fucking cocksucking governor? You can have Whitmer or Shitmer, and the rest of Michigan will have their own governor. Okay? Fence off these areas in Michigan. Saginaw should be squared off. Flint should be squared off. Detroit squared off. You're leaving now. When you enter these areas, it's like you're entering another country. You are now leaving the Republic of Michigan. You're entering the Democratic zone of Detroit, the Democratic zone of Flint. Same thing with Illinois. You are now leaving the Republic of Illinois. You are now entering the Democratic zone of the suburbs of Chicago. You are now entering the Democratic zone of Chicago. I think that's fair and square. You guys get your own motherfucking governor, and if you want your fucking gun control in your own little Democratic shithole, then you have it. You don't realize how many patriots are in Illinois that are sick of this shit. You don't realize how many patriots in Illinois that are not going to comply to this shit. They're not going to register fucking guns. Hey, JB fat ass. They're not going to register your guns. Hey, Illinois State Police. They're not going to register the guns. They're not going to do it. What are you going to do? You're going to make law-abiding citizens criminals? Any liberal that supported this and voted for this should have their house broken into with a gun pointed to their head. And maybe they'll change their stance on gun control when they can't protect themselves in fear for their fucking life, in fear for their fucking kids' lives. I've been there. I've had a gun pointed to my head. 2011. I wasn't a liberal, but I was kind of like moderate. I guess you could say I was a moderate. In 2011, I had a gun pointed to my head. I changed my stance real quick, like that. You know what I did after that? 2 weeks later, I bought my first gun. And I've been a supporter of the Second Amendment ever since. 2 weeks after I had a gun pointed to my head. Because at the scene of the crime, I had a good conversation with the Phoenix police officer. You know what he told me? He asked me a question. Why don't you carry a gun? And I said to him, well, I don't know. I just didn't have a real... I don't remember exactly what I said. I think I said something in the nature of, I don't know, I just don't have a real love for guns, blah, 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 blah. And that Phoenix police officer says to me, fuck that, it's your life. You got a right to protect yourself. Back then I wasn't really crazy about guns. I'm going to be totally honest, I didn't really like them. This is in 2011. I wasn't liberal, but I was kind of like moderate, But after I had a good conversation with that Phoenix police officer, and he told me the importance of, protecting yourself. And I sat on it for a couple weeks and I thought about it. And I said, you know what? He's right. So I went out and I bought my first gun. And this was in 2011. You have a right to protect yourself. No government official, no liberal, nobody can tell you different. That is a human right. A human right to protect yourself. That is a human right. Protecting yourself is a human right. No government has the authority to tell you different. I don't care what they pass. To my patriots in Illinois, you need a new governor. I'm going to say that right now. 1776. What does it say in the Constitution about if the government becomes too tyrannical? You get what I'm saying? You have a right to abolish it. Something that's being started up in Michigan. And several other states are starting too. This is what happens when government has too much control. They don't want to ban alcohol, which kills thousands of people a year. Drunk driving accidents. How many people died of alcoholic car crashes last year? 15,000. How many people died of handguns last year? 19,000. And for the 150 people that did die of an assault weapon last year, which is tragic, because horrible, don't get me wrong, 150. There was over 600 people that died of stabbings last year. 600. You know how many beating deaths last year? 1,238. You know how many beating deaths with the baseball bat last year? I think it was 159 or something like that. More than an assault rifle. Stabbings last year accounted for over 4,000 deaths. You realize most crime is somebody's pissed off at somebody because they know somebody. Random victim crime, it's not as rampant as you think. It's usually somebody's pissed off at somebody, I'm going to go shoot them. Or something like that, you know? Gang members, territorial issues with gangs, you know? Stuff like that. Most victims know their attacker. I don't know the exact percentage point. It's like 70% or 75%, somewhere in there. You get what I'm saying? Well, they want to ban a weapon that looks scary. It's fucking insane. It really is. It's fucking insane. Anyway, that's my rant for today. I'm out, bitches.